Hello YouTube fans, this is Transtad again, and I'm coming to you with a very interesting review today. These are my Transformers, as I've shown you many times before, and this is the kind of review you might be expecting from me. Today is going to be a little bit different, because today I'm going to be reviewing this. This is FX replica version of Sting from the movie Lord of the Rings, the trilogy. My favorite movie, actually. Tell you a little bit about this sword first. This sword originally made an appearance in, I believe, The Hobbit. It was Bilbo Baggins' sword, and he used it probably on several things, but the most notable thing was when he was escaping, I believe, from Gollum. That's all guess right there, because I haven't actually read the book, The Hobbit, but in the movie Fellowship, or the Two Towers, Lord of the Rings Two Towers, Frodo was seen holding this sword on Gollum and saying, "This is Sting, you've seen it before," and then Gollum says yes. So yeah, this is the sword that Bilbo pretty much gave Frodo in the beginning of the movie. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Around the beginning of the Fellowship of the Ring, he describes it as made by elves, light as air. Also, the blade turns blue when there are orcs around. That's a very cool feature that I will show you in a minute. This is the FX replica. There are several versions of this sword, but there are two versions that I know of for about this same length. I believe that this is the same size as the original Sting was in the movie. The original one is one that's a true sword. It's made out of metal. It's assumably pretty sharp. The writing on the blade is on the blade on the original one, and then you also have the FX one, which is the one I have. Let me go ahead and get into the FX nature of this sword. This is going to be a little weird because this sword is kind of big and my camera can't quite get too far away. So let me go ahead and try to work with this sword a little bit. Okay, as I said, this here is Sting. You'll notice that on it you have a little switch right here. Now, I've seen reviews on this sword and there's been no talking on it or anything, which I think is a shame, because this is a really cool sword, really cool thing that should be talked about. So let me go ahead and put this on stage 1. Now on this stage you really don't see anything, you really don't hear anything, except for, this is what I call the battle mode. Battle mode, I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but listen real close. The relatively lifelike battle noises. Now, there's also one other mode to this one. You take it all the way up, and you hear the humming, the blade turns blue. I think this is just super cool, because if you actually ever seen this thing in real life, it looks like it's a real metal sword. I couldn't tell you exactly what it's made. It's made out of plastic. I ain't gonna lie to you here. You're all adults. It's made out of plastic, but you really couldn't tell because it looks like metal. When my cousin first got this sword, I looked at it and it looked like metal, and in the movie it describes it as being, light, and then Bilbo says it's made by the elves. Well, Original, if you've ever had an original sword, a metal sword, the weight of it, I mean, it's supposed to be weighted evenly, the hilt, and then the blade is supposed to be perfectly evenly weighted there, which the hilt would be right here, you know, where the, what's the hilt? It's like the finger guard. From right to about this point here on out, and this point here on out, is supposed to be evenly weighted. Well, on this one, it's just light, dude. You pick it up, it looks like real metal, and it's light. That's what I like about this. It also comes with this stand, which allows you to display it either this way on your dresser, or dresser, yeah, it's on my dresser, y'all. Either on a dresser, or a shelf, or whatever. Or you can display it. I don't know if I can really do this. Let me try. I'll take Sting out here for one moment. You can remove these little pegs here and put them here, so you have two. You have two different holes here. Remove these pegs into these other ones like this, and you can display it like this. You put it on the wall, set it like that, and it just displays like that. And that's how I usually display it. But for all intensive purposes, let's go ahead and just display it the other way. It looks a lot cooler on tape. If I can get this thing going again. Okay, cool. And I actually found out something that I didn't know before. If you leave that sucker on long enough, it turns off. I didn't know that. Show you how dorky I am. The first time I got this sword, at the time only Fellowship of the Ring, which is the first of the 3 movies that goes along with Lord of the Rings, was out. I actually held this toy. I actually held this toy the entire time that movie was on, and the extended cut, which is what I got, lasts a little over 3 hours. Which, by the way, if you've ever seen the DVD versions of the movies, I recommend that you get the extended cut. It's like a 4-disc set. 2 discs are the movie, and 2 discs are like the behind-the-scenes stuff, which that's one of my favorite things. I love the behind-the-scenes stuff. Well, this is about a little over 8 minutes now in this review. I could say a lot more about this. I could say a lot more about the movies. Depending on what feedback I get on this review, I may at a later date review the movies. I'm full of just little tidbits of information about that movie that only the real anal, no-life people could tell you. I've read the books. I haven't read The Hobbit, like I said before, but I have read the Lord of the Rings books, and I don't really read books too often, so if you knew me, you'd know that that's a pretty big thing that I actually read the book. Well, that's it for right now. This is Transtat. Next week, I plan on just reviewing. Let me see. Next week, I may be reviewing some videos concerning 9/11, because I think that'll probably be the last Thursday before the 9/11 anniversary, and I have a couple of views I'd like to say on that. But either next week or the week after, I'll get back to reviewing more Transformers. I don't have too many Transformers. That's why I don't review them every week anymore. I really don't want to run out of things, because I like doing these reviews. But that's it for Transtat. Thank you for your support, and I will get back with you later on.